Hello. Right now I want to talk to you guys about the range of applicability of belief systems. And when you find yourself within a belief system, you often don't know that it has a range. And I guess I'll start with a personal story and go from there. I went through a period where I was still a Muslim, and I was looking into, I basically almost effectively left it, but then I found my way to get back into it, and I got back into it, thinking that most of me wants to submit to God, and I wasn't familiar with biology or evolution or anything like that, and I wasn't trying to find any real way out, but I kept running into problems with the compatibility of Islam and biology. But this one night, I was, watching a show about humans and the relationship with dogs with my ex-wife, and I wasn't really thinking too much about Islam or anything. I was actually very relaxed. My mentality kind of went just very chill, and I was just in the mode of watching a show. Wasn't really worried about anything. But it's right then that I found that what my brain usually does was usually doing to hold up the Islamic worldview was relaxed, and then there was this opening for seeing the world in a different way. And I saw that there's no compatibility between Islam and our understanding of humans and the relationship to dogs. I'm not going to try to justify that right now. You can look into that on your own, but this is something that I found while I was watching it, and that's where my beliefs basically started to unravel and completely fall apart to the point where I could no longer even entertain it. Since then, though, what I find is interesting is that belief system continues to try to reform itself. At least that's my experience of it. But what I realize today is that it's not trying to reform itself, is that it has a range in which it's still applicable. And that range actually corresponds to a certain neural firing rate in my brain. And it's only when I'm outside of that range or outside of information that belief system can't integrate that I actually experience where the belief system fails. Of course, for me, I have the goal or the hope that people will overcome redundant or unnecessary belief systems. So I should state that very clearly. The reason why I would want anyone to know about this is if you ever are questioning your beliefs and you have no idea how to free yourself of them completely, then basically what you have to do is put yourself in a state that would get you outside of the comfortable range of the belief. So a belief system is basically like a system of controlling. It's like a controlled hypnotic state, especially religious belief systems. You basically have induced a state of hypnosis, and you're carrying that with you throughout your life. That's kind of a hard concept. Well, it's not hard. It's for me, it's hard because I have to accept that means I basically hypnotize myself into Islam and stayed hypnotized for about 6 years. And if you've seen people in hypnotic states, they're lucid, they're conscious, they can talk to you, but you can get them to do all sorts of weird, interesting things, and that's effectively what Islam and most religions do. Is they induce something like a self-hypnosis, and then you just continue on with that. So I hope this helps people to become aware of whether or not they're in a hypnotic state, and all you have to do is get your neural firing rate to a point where that state is broken somehow, and then you can start to look into the beliefs. Don't try to directly challenge the belief system, because the belief system usually has something in it that will answer the challenges and keep you even deeper into the hypnotic state. At least that was the case that I found in Islam, that it answers the critic, it answers the critique within the actual dogma. The Quran answers its own critics, and most belief systems are like that. They have a self-defense mechanism. So you never want to directly go against the belief system. You always want to just find where it fails. And every belief system fails. Every belief system. We know this in science. The difference between science and religion is we very carefully categorize when and how a theory or model fails. But that doesn't really happen in religion, and it should, and that's what I hope will eventually change. As usual, my videos are not well edited, or they're kind of on the cuff, so hopefully that improv will help other people to overcome their beliefs.